What tokens of one another do you and the divine wear?
Is it a physical thing?
I think in this case it is a physical thing.
Can you hold it in your hand? Is it small?
For the divine, it is not small, but you do in fact hold it in your hand. It's one of those funny things in stories about gods. They always show up as some humble traveler with a walking stick. Any good traveler knows that a good walking stick is a rare thing to find, and so that begs the question, how did they happen upon such a good one so conveniently, with every disguise? I think there was a point I was traveling, and for one reason or another, I gave them a stick. Maybe they won it, maybe they just asked, but it's theirs now. And I don't think they're the kind of person to forget it. As for them, as we go down the trail, my feet ache. My bones are weary, but they are strong. I carry a reminder with me, at all times, in all places, of who I am, and to whom I made this promise.
Do you ever regret giving your walking stick away?
They are a god of intimacy, are they not? It is difficult to be close to someone for a long time, more so when you have to be on the road together. You find closeness in the stories you keep, in the tales you tell, in what you find along the way. I used to regret it now and again. I have not found such a good stick in a long time, but in my hands I would have taken care of it and used it until gradually it wore out. And it would have meant something to me, but it wouldn't have said something to anyone else.
What do other pilgrims leave along your route? Not all intimacy is good. Sometimes you need things close and you use it to stabilize yourself, to keep going. I don't think it's always literal. I think sometimes it's simple. People leave behind the things that they're ready to give themselves distance from, the things that they don't need to lean on.
Do you feel that way?
I haven't left anything behind yet.
Is there something you want to leave behind?
More than I could name.
What does its weight feel like?
How would you describe the weight of your own bones? I have never not had these things that I carry close.
What will you do when you are untethered?
Can you untether yourself from fear like this?
Have you asked the divine this question?
I'm not ready to know their answer.
Who of your group travels slowest? Truthfully, there is almost always someone behind me. Rarely the same person. Rarely enough that I still think of myself as the slowest. I always have. And I am always towards the back, but I am never in the rear.
What do you think of the people behind you?
There are people who stay with me to look out for me, to make sure that no one gets left behind. There are people who go on rear guard sometimes. It's hard to tell whether someone is actually struggling or being kind.
Is that discomforting to you?
In my worst moments, yes.
Does the divine understand that?
The divine understands a great many things. I don't pretend to know how they would respond if they did.
Have you known them for a long time?
In person? No.
What about in the ethereal sense? What debt to you does the divine repay as you travel? It's funny, I've never thought of it as a debt. As we have traveled on this pilgrimage, my hands have trembled and stunned. It is the weather changing, some of you insist. It is the labor we perform. That is a lie. My hands are strong and well used to such work. You know very well what they have wrought. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you need reminding. Once, the name of our divine had been swallowed by their dear sibling. I chose to act. I reached into that thing's gaping maw and pulled. My hands do not tremble because they were red once. They do not sting because I ended a god. They shake because they have held something holy, something blessed. My hands do not ache now. Our divine has relieved me of that pain. It is not a debt owed, not to me. It is a promise. It is an oath. It is a new kind of ache.
Alongside our divine is a game about devotion to something inhuman and mercurial. Players collaboratively tell a story of devoted pilgrims undertaking a dangerous journey with a divine presence amongst them, each contributing a subjective perspective. This work is based on For the Queen, a product of Alex Roberts and Evil Hat Productions, and licensed for our use under the Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 Unported license. For the Queen is a trademark of Alex Roberts. The Descended from the Queen logo is copyright Alex Roberts and is used with permission. Find this and more games like it at philohazard.itch.io.